Why do you not want your loved one to kill themselves? Why is that a bad thing?
No, what I was saying is this.
It's a terrible thing, and you know it.
What I'm saying right now is, welcome back to Under Oath. Two attorneys arguing or agreeing with different opinions. However you... Topic of the day. Ooh, I don't like this.
This is a terrible topic.
I hate this.
Terrible.
I hate it. Hate it. All right. You guys in the Netherlands, between your weed...
Evil.
Between your weed and your assisted suicide.
Evil.
When you think assisted suicide, you think, oh, it's deathbed. I'm on my deathbed.
Yeah.
I have cancer. I have everything else.
You're thinking 98-year-old grandma riddled with cancer, suffering, in pain.
Yep.
Just wants to end it. No, that's here's the problem. That's how it always starts.
No, we're not allowed to. We're allowed to talk about the topic first, and then we can argue.
That's how it always starts.
Now, that's how Sam says it. Sam doesn't allow us to do this. A physically healthy woman in her late 20s named Zoro Terbeek, well, that's a good reason, has decided to legally end her life due to her struggles with crippling depression, autism, and borderline personality disorder. She was scheduled to be euthanized in May, despite being in love with her 40-year-old boyfriend and living with 2 cats. She has decided to be euthanized after her doctor told her there's nothing more we can do for you. It's never going to get any better.
Disgusting lawmakers that allow this to be legal, a disgusting set of doctors or medical staff
I'm not done yet.
that allow this to happen.
Not done.
All of them
Not done.
disgusting.
Not done. You're not allowed to give your opinion yet. Sam says we can't do this, even though I know you're dying to. Terbeek plans to be cremated after she's euthanized on the couch in her living room. A doctor will first give her a sedative, followed by a drug that will stop her heart. Her boyfriend will be by her side until the end.
Okay.
And then her cats will eat her. Okay. No, I mean.
That's called murder, and the boyfriend is assisting in it. He's an accomplice to murder.
Why?
You do not get to kill yourself.
Why?
You do not have a right to kill yourself.
You do in the Netherlands. Why?
It is completely disordered.
Why?
You do not have a moral right to kill yourself.
Why?
Because we respect.
Because God said so?
That's part of it.
Nope.
We respect life.
Not in this country, it isn't.
We respect life. Life is the most important thing. Life is the best right you can have.
Life for who?
For anybody.
What about dogs?
We're talking about human rights.
Oh, so human.
Yes, we're talking about human rights.
Okay.
You do not have the right to kill yourself under any circumstance.
Oh, so you think if I'm on my deathbed, I'm in writhing pain, I don't have a right to take my own life?
You do not.
I disagree.
It is disordered, and it leads to...
Disordered?
It leads to healthy people killing themselves just like this lady did.
So you're going to use the term slippery slope to justify why somebody who doesn't have the right to die in dignity.
You do not have a right to kill yourself. I did not say you do not have a right to die in dignity.
What about doctors who
As a matter of fact, taking your own life is the least dignified thing you can do.
Depends on where.
It's the least dignified thing you can do. You're turning your back on humanity itself.
Who?
You, the
if
person. If
humanity doesn't give a damn about me.
The person saying, hey, I want to kill myself.
So you're turning life on yourself. That's the argument.
Yes,
not
you're
on the
not
people
allowed
around
to do
you.
that. You're not allowed to do that. Yeah, and you're causing unbelievable pain to the people who love you.
What if I'm a bad person?
This 40-year-old person. This 40-year-old person who...
she's in her late 20s.
But the boyfriend's 40 years old.
Well, he doesn't look like he's fighting it that hard.
No, and isn't that as sick? Yeah. Why isn't he trying to listen? Let's work on your depression. Hey, let's work on your personality disorder. Let's get you help. What is it that's so bad about your life that you have to tap out? I mean, you're not a burn victim lying there and your nerves are burnt all to hell, and you need morphine just to get through the day because you're in so much pain. That's not what's happening here. You're just depressed.
Well, she also has, they say, a form of autism, and I you know me, I don't want to even discuss that. I don't
so
want to
even
discuss
better.
That.
So you're not in your correct mental faculties. Why should you be allowed to kill yourself? You shouldn't be allowed to kill yourself at all. If you have any sort of mental infirmity, then that's all the more reason not to allow you to make that type of ultimate decision.
But you don't believe in any form of assisted suicide. I'm talking about this case particularly.
I'm talking about this case. This is a
but
wrong...
But you sound like it'd be wrong no matter what the situation
morally
is.
It is.
Why do you say morally? Are you talking about God again?
Yes.
When do you go to church?
I rarely go to church, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean I don't believe in God.
Okay, we all believe in God on a certain level, unless we don't. But I mean, the point.
wait, hold on. We all believe in God unless we don't?
I realize I had to cover
that
my
is
ass.
a bold statement,
I
Jeff.
know. I was really
Are you
pushing
sure?
the limits there.
Can you stand behind that?
I don't know. I can stand behind it.
Okay.
The issue we're talking about when I think about this nonsense is this.
And yes, you have to have a perspective
This
on
is a
life.
ridiculous stain. And here is my problem I'm having. In the last 4 years, I've lost 2 people to suicide. And we all knew they had problems, and we did our best to be there for them.
Why?
What do you mean, why? To be there for them?
You were asking me this question just a minute ago.
Right.
Why? Let me answer your question by asking you the same question.
What?
Why? Why do you not want your loved one to kill themselves? Why is that a bad thing?
No, what I was saying is this.
It's a terrible thing, and you know it.
What I'm saying right now is I kind of believe now. I don't know what changed. I don't know why we have more kids on the spectrum. And I'm not talking about kids who just act up every once in a while. I'm talking about kids who clearly have special needs. They clearly have mental issues. My son will never hold a regular job. He'll never be able to do this. I can't even imagine him being able to pick up garbage for hours. He just doesn't have that. It's not there. Now, mental illness right now is not only on the rise. I think it's an accepted that the numbers are so stagnant over people of a certain age don't have the ability to process things the way they're supposed to. I don't know. Do I think it's ungodly sad that at 28, somebody's already decided that their life should be over?
It is always wrong to take an innocent human life. It is always wrong. It is never right. It's never the right thing to do. It's never the right thing for the person themselves.
What about pull the plug?
Or the doctor.
What about assisted? When people are brain dead?
You're talking about a very different topic.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're
Why?
talking about someone selecting and deciding and determining.
Well, I'm determined doing that for
Even
you.
though I'm healthy and I have a long life ahead of me, I'm going to go ahead and cut it short because I'm depressed.
Well, you believe that should...
That's different than making the financial decision. Listen, I don't want my family to have to bear the medical expenses associated with me being kept alive artificially. I can understand not wanting to be kept alive artificially. I cannot understand specifically choosing to die artificially early.
There are times that doctors, and this happens all across our country right now, where there is assisted suicide. They over-medicate. They allow them to die with dignity. This case is... I've nicknamed these cases zebra cases. And it's the same way people argue with me all the time. They want to bring up the weird one thing that's never happened or some strange. I call them zebra cases because when I go in my backyard and if I see a pile of dew, I don't go, you know what? I might have a zebra. I could have a zebra, but the odds are some dog pooped in my yard. Okay. Now, this dealing with a 28-year-old who wants to end their life. It's a zebra case. I get that the Netherlands did not create this law for this 28-year-old.
But
you are right. They opened the door to it
to stop it.
Well, I think
they're actually allowing her to do it. So what you can't now, under the law anyway, you can't now say, a 21-year-old can't do this now. You have to let him. What, a 19-year-old, 18? What's the cutoff?
You know what I think? I think you definitely need, at a minimum, a doctor's recommendation. And if death is not imminent or going to happen soon, I think you need a court order. I think you're going to have to go to court to prove to a judge, hey, listen,
It is always wrong to take an innocent human life. It doesn't make it any less wrong for a judge to, quote, approve it, nor does it make it less wrong for a doctor to, quote, approve it. It is something that cannot be approved.
There's the last question, the legal question. If the family members of a person who was euthanized wants to sue in the future, would they be able to?
They should be able to.
No, not if the law is what the law is. If
They
somebody
should
has a
be
right
able
by the
to
law,
sue the doctor who participated
not if it's
in
legal.
the suicide.
Not if it's legal. If it's legal, you can't sue somebody. That's the same concept of people suing under abortions in states where it's legal. No.
I'm not willing to extend protection to people who engage in evil conduct. Sorry.
Well, evil is determined by the left and the right, not by the middle. You and I both know
evil is committed when an innocent human life is taken. That's the definition.
There's a lot of evil
If that
in our
isn't the
world.
definition, then there isn't such a thing.
Well, is it innocent if the person wants it?
Well, yeah. I mean, like if someone's sentenced to death because they committed heinous crimes, killed other people, that's not taking an innocent human life, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, we know suicide is only illegal if you're unsuccessful.
No, it's still illegal, even if you're
Nobody gets
successful.
prosecuted after they're dead.
No crap, Sherlock.
Okay,
but it's
that's
still
what I said.
It's still illegal.
So if the person, if the judge, if they set it all up and they go, okay, just push a button,
It
and the
needs
medicine
to
will
be
be put.
illegal, Jeff, and here's why. Because the law sometimes is a teacher, and sometimes it needs to be illegal so that people won't commit the crime.
Law is always a punishment. It's not a teacher. It's a punishment to keep us from doing this conduct.
Yeah, that's why it's a teacher.
Law is about order.
When the law
not
says
teaching.
it's illegal to do this, society's representation to all of its individual members that it is bad to do this thing, and it's so bad we're going to call it a crime.
You know, when I think about these things, I think anytime we try to force society in a direction, there's always an overcorrection. And it happens all the time. They pass one law, and then the next people, when they get in power, they flip it. And the laws are so horrendous. And our Congress does it all the time. Our local communities do it. Our state governments do it. And this is a clear abuse of the rule. And I'm sure somebody's going to argue with me, Jeff, you don't have mental issues. You don't understand. I think if you have the ability to have a positive life, and unless you're every day you're getting shocked or you're in pain, I think you got to do your best to work it out.